Hey, what's up, everybody? The Villain Club here. Coming back to you with another. Alright, so all I got to say is I called it right there. Trump for the win. I posted that the other day. Trump for the win. And I went with Valuetainment as they gave pretty good reasonings as to why he would win, right? 25 reasons. Um, but as predicted, Trump is the winner for this election. And we got to come back to the roots of this country, right? Which is, um, it's about America, red, white, and blue, patriotism. It's gotten way out of hand the last 4 years, and it's proven that because people, proved it by voting, right? And they voted with action here. I mean, when you look at what we have going on, it's just been a bad 4 years. It doesn't matter if Kamala loses. It could have been Biden losing. It's just we need a change because it's just gotten so bad that this change needed to occur. All right. Let me check something here. I want to look at the election results so far. So let's see here. See where it stands at the time of this video. Alright. Yeah, so this is currently at the time right now as we speak. Um, there's no way she could catch him. And with the states that are coming in, alright, you can see that's red leading. Arizona's red leading. Alaska's red leading. Michigan's red leading. So with those red leading states, they said they could easily eclipse over 300 electoral votes. So, that's just what it is. All right. And already at 292 now. I just hit 292 just right now. That just occurred now. All right. So when you see that, I mean, easily. Look at that. Michigan just came in, finished. All right. So there it is. It's at 98%. So Michigan, you still have Maine. Kamala's leading in Maine. And it's not that big of a margin, only 55,000 votes. But thinking about it, I mean, Maine, okay, right? Alaska, I think it's always been a red state, so that's why it's leading. It's at 55%, 76 reporting. Let's see, 84% reporting. Nevada was kind of a blue state. Looks like it's coming back to red. Arizona, it's been going back and forth last couple of years. I mean, I guess technically these are the battleground states too, on the west side, that is. But yeah, it's good to see that people are waking up, right? Of course, you have these liberal states, the West Coast, morons, right? Then you have New York, Vermont, all this little area here of dummies. Sorry to be insulting, but Maryland, that's like DC, right? Virginia, it's like, um, you know, these swing states swung back into Republican favor. North Carolina, Georgia, all right. So when you look at who's there, I mean, blue state, New York, Eric Adams, Kathy Hochul, the governor. Virginia, don't know and then don't care. Chicago, Illinois, Chicago, you got what's his name? Brandon Johnson, the mayor there, Chicago. Pritzker for governor. So you have these, liberal, blue, progressive idiots running these places. And you can see that Illinois is trash, New York is trash. And literally, it's been trash because of illegals. The services are down, defunding the police. And what do you expect, right? Minnesota, same thing. Tim Walz country there, if you want to call it that. I know it's a state, but it's where Tim Walz is from. And we all know the stories about Tim Walz, Tampon Tim, letting Minnesota burn to the ground during 2020 riots, George Floyd, all that stuff was there. That's where defunding the police began, fundamentally there. Minnesota, right? And that's why you see Minnesota is bad as well. Colorado is just a Kool-Aid drinking blue state as well. Same thing. When you look at every one of these states, they have illegal problems. I don't know about Virginia. New York has problems with illegals. As far up as Vermont, Connecticut, Massachusetts, all that area having problems with illegals, defunding police, and services that are down for city services because they're all funding all the bullshit, right? Illinois, same thing. Pritzker, Brandon Johnson, Minnesota, same problems, right? This is more like rooted of defunding police. I don't know about illegals there. It's not so much, but more like defunding police and all these progressive agendas there in Minnesota mainly. Then of course you got the blue wall here. This is all drinking the Kool-Aid of transgenderism, defunding police, immigration problems, trash problems, minimal city services, yet again because it's how they're funding everything and how they're trying to direct resources to things they shouldn't be doing. And that's why it's trash. All right? California's a border state. Newsom's trash. We all know that. New Mexico, they're a blue state. Shouldn't be a blue state, but they do welcome illegals and all that, and that's why they are where they're at. Colorado, same thing. They welcome illegals and all that stuff. Because that's the biggest problem is the illegals, right? Coming in. And that's the thing that Trump wanted to clean up, was that mess, this progressive mess. So, I was up late night watching this thing right when it was at 266 for like a couple hours, right, as they were still trying to get the electoral votes in and all that. And so, and it's funny because I was watching NBC because it just happened to be the channel I was on, trying to stay on top of this, and they kept on saying, we're not going to announce a winner just yet until they have all the votes in. And it's like, come on, man. You see that Trump is on the cusp at 266, and Kamala's not even close. She's not even sniffing close. What was it, like 224, right? So I'm just saying, that's what happened here. I did watch his full speech too. It was a pretty good, to me, a riveting speech, right? Let me play just the beginning of it because I like the beginning of it. I really want to play this for you guys. All right. I'm not going to play the full speech. I just want to play just the first, because it really, to me, shows the patriotism that this country is missing. It shows the patriotism that this country is missing the last 4 years because we're catering to everyone else in the world, the wars, the illegals, all this stuff, and we're losing ourselves here. We're getting soft, and I think people are just over it. So to me, this was inspirational to see this, victory speech here.
Thank you very much. Wow. Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends on this incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
I mean, true. Everything that was thrown at him to try to get him out of the elections, right? They were throwing everything possible at him to throw him in prison, to come up with all these like underhanded approaches to undermine approaches to really get him off the campaign, to get him put in prison, to really slant, when it comes to, electing a new president in favor of the Democrats. And nothing worked, right? All the tactics, right? When you think about how many different lawsuits they try to throw at him to get him in prison out of nowhere, right? And try to get him for his brash personality. They try to get him for everything. They insulted him, calling him Hitler and Nazi rallies and all this bullshit, right? He's he's what do you call that? Racist, right? Because he doesn't favor illegals, right? And all these different tactics that they try to throw at him, because Democrats really got nothing to show for. They really don't. When you look at what's going on in the last 4 years, they got really nothing to show for but a terrible situation that we're in right now with wars, the economy, the illegals. Those are the three major things, right? Wars, economy, illegals. That is messing up everything right now in this country. And, we're trying to get back to what we are, America, and fix all these things, right? And so that's the whole thing about it here. Let me continue on with this thing. It's inspirational to me.
But it's a political victory that our country has never seen before, nothing like this. I want to thank the American people for the extraordinary honor of being elected your 47th president and your 45th president.
Hey, you know what? We spoke right here.
And every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve.
Damn right. We deserve it. That's the thing. We deserve it. And you know what? I don't care what anybody says. Fuck illegals, right? We need to close it all up, and we need to move forward. I hope he carries through with everything that he has proposed. And he's usually pretty good with putting money where his mouth is. So that's what I'm saying about it. I know it sounds brash, but it's true. All right? Because why are we catering to him? Why are we giving our money to them? Why are we doing all this? You know what I'm saying? Like, all this money that's been wasted all these years, all this money funding the wars. You look at the economy with inflation, everything costs so much. So we're simply losing. All right? And we spoke with our votes, since, today, I guess you could say, now that he's re-elected.
This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have.
And I welcome the golden age.
This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. America first.
Having won the battleground states of North Carolina, I love these places. Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin.
The battleground states spoke.
We are now winning in Michigan, Arizona, Nevada, and Alaska, which would result in us carrying at least 315 electoral votes. But that But it's much easier doing what the networks did or whoever called it, because there was no other path. There was no other path to victory. We also have won the popular vote. That was great.
I mean, they're cleaning. They are cleaning house when it comes to this. When it comes to victories, right? I mean, they got most of the swing states, if not all of them. All right, which was big in this election. You got besides the swing states, you got not only over a landslide, to me, a landslide in electoral votes, but popular votes. They said that this is the first time, like in 20 years or so, whatever. I don't know how many years. I want to say 20 years, that popular vote by Republican, all right, dominated. And then on top of that, we might have a full representation in the House of Representatives, right? As in Republican, leading House of Representatives and everything. It's just a full sweep. I mean, let me see here. See if they show that here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And, winning the popular vote was very nice.
Yeah, the Senate is dominating.
It's a great,
and the House
feeling of love in this very large
for
room,
Republicans.
with
So that tells you something.
unbelievable people standing by my side. These people have been incredible. They've made
Look
the
at the
journey
Senate.
with me.
See a
and
slanted
We're
GOP
going to make you very happy. We're going to make you very proud of your vote. I hope that you're
and
looking back someday
House
and say that was one of the
GOP.
truly important moments of my life when I voted for this group of people beyond
So,
the president. This group of great
crazy.
people. America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate. We have taken back control of the Senate. Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
And the Senate races in Montana, Nevada, Texas, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, were all won by the MAGA movement. They helped so much. And in those cases, every one of them, we worked with the senators. They were tough races. And I mean, the number of victories in the Senate was absolutely incredible. And we did tele-rallies. We did tele-rallies with each one of them. And sometimes we did 2 or 3 and it was amazing to look at all of those victories. Nobody expected that. Nobody. So I just wanted to thank you very much for that. And you have some great senators and some great new senators. And it also looks like we'll be keeping control of the House of Representatives.
This is all key to be able to get things going again.
Thank Mike Johnson. I think he's doing a terrific job. Terrific job. I want to also thank my beautiful wife, Melania, First Lady. Who has the #1 best-selling book in the country. Can you believe that? Oh, no, she's done a great job. Works very hard to help people. So I just want to thank her. But I want to thank my whole family, my amazing children, and they are amazing children. Now, we all think our children are amazing. Everybody here thinks their children are amazing, but that's a good thing when you think they are. But Don, Eric, Ivanka, Tiffany, Barron, there's Laura, Jared, Kimberly, Michael, thank you all. What a help. What a great help. My father-in-law, Victor, is tremendous, and we miss very much
Yeah, but yeah, good stuff though.
His mother, Amalia. We miss Amalia, don't we, huh? She would be very happy right now, standing on this stage. She'd be so proud. She was a great woman, that one. Beautiful inside and out. She was a great woman. I want to be the first to congratulate our great, now I can say, Vice President-elect of the United States, J.D. Vance.
By the way, they say he's going to be the third youngest vice president in the history of the U.S. Didn't know J.D. Vance, but, and he says it here that even he got slaughtered for making that pick. But obviously, he made a great pick. J.D. Vance, is great, when it comes to, going into anything. Doesn't matter what it is, he'll go into battle, and he's definitely a dog. All right, that's what I'm saying. He's definitely someone that won me over, And this whole thing with MAGA, all right, I was never on board with MAGA back in 2016, right? I mean, I liked how he was, but I wasn't like, oh shit, MAGA, 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 I wasn't like, crazy like that. But I did prefer him. I didn't vote. This year was the first time I ever voted in my life, and I did not vote during that time, but I did favor Trump over Hillary at the time. Just like when it was time for re-election, I didn't vote for re-election as well when Biden and Trump were, going head to head. But I still favored Trump. Even though all the stuff that happened, and then we have present day now, where I decide, what, after what we experienced during the last 4 years of Biden, I'm a first-time voter now. I gotta vote this time, and I voted for Trump. And a lot of my friends voted for Trump. When they used to be years past voted for Democrats and all that. And that's just because it's California, right? And the only way that you'll ever know the difference between blue and red is when you start making money and paying bills, all right? When you start making money and paying bills, that's when life changes, and then you'll realize, holy shit, the red, when it comes to initiatives, agendas, and all that, definitely cater to you better than what the blues do, the Democrats and progressives and all that. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys here. But yeah, great pick with J.D. Vance as well.
His absolutely remarkable and beautiful wife, Usha Vance. And he is a feisty guy, isn't he?
He is.
I've said
he's a pit bull.
Camp, and the enemy camp is certain networks, and a lot of people don't like this. Sir, do I have to do that? He just goes, okay. Which one? CNN, MSDNC? He'll say, all right, thank you very much. He actually looks like he's like the only guy I've ever seen. He really looks forward to it, and then he just goes in and absolutely
destroys it. Destroys it. Destroy Tim Walz.
Say a couple of words.
Destroys anybody that gives him questions, Third youngest vice president in history.
Wow.
He's a dog, man. I like him. Great pick. Better than not Hunter Pence, but greater than Pence, his previous vice president.
Allowing me to join you on this incredible journey. I thank you for the trust that you placed in me. And I think that we just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America.
New golden age.
And under President Trump's leadership, we're never going to stop fighting for you, for your dreams, for the future of your children. And after the greatest political comeback in American history, we're going to lead the greatest economic comeback in American history under Donald Trump's leadership.
Thank you very much. He's turned out to be a good choice.
True.
I took a little heat at the beginning,
Yeah,
but
he did.
was. I knew the brain was a good one, about as good as it gets. And we love the family, and we're going to have a great 4 years, and we're going to turn our country around, make it something very special. It lost that little.
I'm going to jump over to...
That little thing called special. We have to make it so. We're going to make this so great. It's the greatest country, and potentially the greatest country in the world by far. And right
He
now,
thanked
we're
his
gonna just work
campaign
very hard to get
people.
all of that back. We're gonna
Talked
make it
about
the best it's
Elon.
ever been. We can do that. If we had to wait longer, I don't know. It was going bad, and it was going bad fast. We're going to have to seal up those borders, and we're going to have to let people come into our... Now he's an amazing guy. We were sitting together tonight. You know, he spent 2 weeks in Philadelphia.
He's talking about Elon now.
Susie. They're great. Everybody up here is great. Everybody up here is very special. But the Trump... Yeah, who did you say? Oh, let me tell you, we have a new star. A star is born, Elon. Now he is. Now he's an amazing guy. We were sitting together tonight.
You know, it's good to see that Elon woke up, you know, like, because he saw what they're doing to him, the blues, the Democrats, you know, and he kind of woke up from this sort of, you could say, blue nightmare, you know, and really saw for what they were worth, right? When it comes to censorship, it was obvious when he bought Twitter and how much he really opened that up. And Elon was huge, right, when it came to political strategy and just as a resource, because Elon has become something big in this campaign when it comes to just everything that he is and what he embodies as a person. And he's not, you know, the elites in the sense of what the progressives and liberal Democrats are, right, with the Hollywood elites and the billionaires and all that. He's not like that, you know. He's actually there for you and what he does. Yeah, he has Tesla, right? But then when you look at everything else that he's doing, SpaceX program, the Starlink when it comes to communications, all that stuff, and just seeing for what Republicans are and the conservative worth, Elon woke up and be like, damn, you know what? This is actually for the working class people, not these blue elites, you know, and that's why he jumped over, because they were really trying to just go after him, and he was just done with all that shit, right?
He spent 2 weeks in...
So yeah, so that's that. All right, I'm going to jump over to Sky News here because I thought this was interesting too. As the countdown was getting closer to Trump winning the election.
Joining me now from North Carolina is Sky News host James Morrow. James, Kamala still hasn't spoken, hasn't formally admitted defeat. When can we expect to hear from the Vice President? Surely she's still not clinging to some hope of fortifying this election.
Well, Rita, I mean, this was just a shocking performance by the Vice President this evening. I mean, truly, she was like school on Sunday, no class. For her to keep everybody out there waiting till 12:45 and then send some flunky out to say, oh, go home, she's not talking tonight. Now, the subtext of that being, of course, you know, she's probably in a hotel suite somewhere nursing herself with a bottle of Sutter Home wine and a bag of Doritos until she can get over the pain of this whole thing. We have heard that she might come out and say something today.
So
that's what they said to be out today. But this all strikes me as a real example of, you know, potentially denying democracy and questioning an election, which is something that I thought we weren't supposed to do. But, of course, we're talking about Democrats here, so maybe that's okay. The thing is, there's no way for her to, say, as you say, fortify this election. You know, there's no last-minute ballot drop that can save her. The numbers are simply too big for them to get over any sort of gap with that sort of thing. And as such, CNN, just a couple of hours ago, CNN, which is basically the opposition media here to Trump, they have called it for Donald Trump. They have surrendered. So there's no way through. There's no path. If she doesn't this morning, I think, call publicly Donald Trump, graciously concede, and publicly address her followers, I think, this will condemn her legacy, whatever legacy she had, as just, ending out in this complete fizzle. But also, I think it will be, really an indicator that the Democrats are going to go down this darker road, which I've spoken about before, where they start to look for, and this is what I'm really concerned about, Rita, where they start to look for legal ways, i.e. using the legal system, to challenge the vote here, there. You look at what people like Congressman Jamie Raskin have said about this and how, they want to have, essentially civil uprisings against Trump and attempting to not certify the election. And of course, Kamala Harris is president of the Senate. She has a big role to play in that. So we are getting potentially in some pretty dicey waters.
That's where I was thinking too. I was thinking, is she going to certify me? I did a couple of videos about that recently. About the real question is, when she loses, is she going to certify the election? They keep on saying, "Oh, Trump is refusing to acknowledge defeat, whatever," and he caused all this stuff back in 2020. How about right now? Because all this stuff with the silence from Kamala but since she's the vice president, is she going to certify this election? That is the question, right? But it's just funny how that is.
Doing precisely what they were accusing Donald Trump of doing.
Exactly.
It was pure projection the whole time. And
oh, shit. Everything about the Democrat Party is pure projection. Everything that they say they accuse the Republicans of doing, it's everything that they do themselves. Everything is projected. Every time.
Did that. Now,
Yep.
President Donald Trump did speak. He thanked his family, his team, his supporters, and he had a few words for his VP pick, J.D. Vance.
I want to be the first to the only guy I've ever seen.
Controversial choice.
Thing, and I mean, by the media turned out to, and didn't know what was going on, and J.D. Vance just gave that sort of knowingly.
On the cuff. That's what he does.
You are absolutely right.
You see here.
Tim Walz was a terrible pick. I can't believe Kamala Harris picked someone who's even more radically left than she is. When she had other options, she had much better options, and she ignored them and went for Walz, who was frankly just a little bit too weird for the American.
The reason why she picked Walz is she didn't want someone to overshadow her. If she picked Shapiro from Pennsylvania, he would have clearly overshadowed her, and she didn't want someone. She wanted someone inferior, because that's part of their thought, is that inferior complex they want. They want, the whole. I hate to say it, but how women are with the Democrat Party. They want to be, they want men to be inferior to them. That's why you got the tampons for boys, and all these weak men, right? Tim Walz, Doug Emhoff, right? Inferior men, and that's how they look at things. And so, yeah, Tim Walz is a terrible pick. But anyhow, I'm going to end it here. I just wanted to say congrats, and we'll talk about more of her denialism in another video, and we're going to see how she's going to handle losing, all right? And what's going to happen next in another video. But I just want to share this with you guys. So there's reasons why. I mean, purely straight up, the reason why she lost is because her agenda sucks. She didn't speak about anything of value. She didn't speak of anything that's going to benefit Americans. And everything about her was just a clear, to me, extension of the Biden administration, but maybe turned up because she's so progressive. And America spoke, and that's what happened. Trump won, MAGA won, and we need to make America great again, straight up. The golden age is back, or is going to be going here. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the near future. Other than that, we're going to see what happens next with Kamala. Thanks. Subscribe. Hit the bell icon and comment down below. I'll see you next one.